Hey fellas, this is Teacher Melanie, your financial life coach. So do you want to know the secret, get close, the financial secret on how to be control or take control of your finances if you're 50 and above? Stay tuned. Well, fellas, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. If you're an attorney, welcome back to paradise. I am Teacher Melanie, and I do everything from the womb to the tomb. And so, which I cannot believe, if you're 50, like myself, and I'm over 50, which I cannot believe it, because I remember when I just graduated from high school, 1991. Where did the time go? Because I'm sure, let me say this. Do you remember when people said, oh, I'm 50, you were thinking like, oh my gosh, you're so old. And now being in this place, I'm like, I'm not old. I'm just getting started on the next section of my life. Can you believe it? And so I want to just share some things on the secret, which is not a secret. Now it is out, but just some things you need to do in order to be able to get over those different challenges. Because one thing about it is that I just found that in my age, right, a lot of us did not get taught financial literacy. We got caught, right? We got caught working, grinding, and paying bills, and realized, wait a minute, there has to be more. And that's because we did not understand the financial literacy game. We did not understand how to have money working for us just as hard as working for us. We did not understand what we need to retire. How do we prepare for that? How soon we need to prepare for that? But now that I know, you're gonna know too. So let's talk about a few things. So the first thing I want to talk about is paying yourself first. Now, paying yourself first does not mean to go shopping, right? Or as soon as you get some money, you're being a consumer, right? Instead of an asset builder. But paying yourself first, meaning that you're putting your money in vehicles, that your money is working for you, right? Of course, emergency fund, some type of savings account, a money market, but also some type of mutual fund or investment that money is working for you, and that is also keeping up with inflation. Because if it's not keeping up with inflation, do you know what happens? You lose money, and we do not have time to lose any money whatsoever. So of course, like I said, paying yourself first. Number 2, know your financial independence number. Yes, now the first time I heard this, and I was like, what is a financial independence number? And it's sometimes they use the word, not the word, but short for your FIN number. So the FIN number is that number that you need to know how much money you need to save and invest more, okay, in order for you not to have to go back to work, in order that you can continue to maintain your lifestyle without having to get another job, working in the grocery store, working at Walmart or something else, in order to be able to maintain your lifestyle because you did not have enough money. So that's why retirement does not start when you are in your 50s or even in your 40s. You know when you start preparing for retirement? You start preparing for retirement when you are born. Now, our parents sometimes didn't even understand what that means. But as soon as you are in the position and you start earning money, usually we start earning money in our teens, that is when you start preparing for retirement. And so that being said, even if you are 50 and above and you're like, I'm never going to retire, I'm going to die at this job, right? I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. Not at all. But you do have to put some things in place that you're able to catch up. Okay? Because retirement is not an age, it's a number, your FIN number. Let's know what that is. So let's continue with number 3. Number 3, are you ready? Number 3 is that you have to adjust your priorities. So now you have to think about, okay, I need to be saving and investing more money. What is it that I need to do that's not bringing me any value, that I need to get rid of, so I can be able to put myself in the position to catch up? What are those things? What are those people, okay, that you need to adjust, that you are able to focus on getting to the next level, and it not be something where it's drudgery, right? But you can enjoy the journey even as you're going through this process and catching up. So yes, you do have to adjust your priorities. Yes, you do. All right, number four. Oh my gosh, and this is so important. This is important. Is change your thinking. Now, I was reading this book. The book that I'm currently reading is on about, I'm going to tell you what it is. Hold that thought. I was just listening to it, and I've talked about this so many times, but the Bible talks about this even more. This is where it first came in. What to say when you talk to yourself. Self-talk. What are you saying to yourself? And so that leads me to this one, is that you are changing your thinking, right? The Bible says, so a man thinketh, so is he. And that book talked about it. Because if you think you can't, you won't. If you think you're a failure, you are. But if you think that, okay, I can get out of debt. I can retire. Even though I'm 50, I can retire in the next 10 years. Oh, I can pay off my house. I can pay off my car. I will, I must. You will definitely do that. But if you think that you cannot, OMG, you will not. Even if you start working, you're like, oh, I'm doing it. But if that negative self-talk starts happening, you are not going to. And that also have to be mindful of who's around you. So that's why it's important that you're feeding your mind in things to where you want to go, what you want to do, what you want to experience, right? And you're surrounding it and you're getting the help that you need so you can change your thinking and change your life. My goodness. Let's continue. All right, so the next one that we're looking at, which is number 5. I hope you're ready. I hope you're writing this down, okay? Number 5 is to adjust your lifestyle. Maybe sometimes you feel like, okay, I want to take this trip. I want to do this. But I can't spend on going to the most expensive hotel, but you could probably still go, just maybe going at a different rate, maybe not spending so much time, whatever the case may be, but you can do it. You can do it, right? So that leads me to adjust your priorities, right? We talk about adjust your lifestyle. This is about adjusting your priorities. What is it that is important? There are some things that you don't, and I realize in this space, especially with the experience that I've had with the last couple of months, how I am just purses, we like the name brands, we like those things and they're nice. So the fancy car. Death has changed my perspective on so many things. Well, my focus now as it relates to adjusting my priorities is how I can be able to create new memories, provide new experiences for my children, and really build a strong family bond, and also cultivate the relationships that I have, and even new relationships with friends or whomever, okay? Because at the end of the day, those things really count. Because when I look at pictures and videos, I'm like, God, I'm so glad I was able to do that. I'm so glad. That's why I love what I do, because now the flexibility of what I do as a financial coach, that if I was still working a 9-to-5 as well, I couldn't do as much. I really could. I could do some of it, but not as much. And I could look back and I'll say, oh gosh, I did that with my brother. I did that with my dad. I did that with this one. I did that with this one. Very intentional, because it will pay you dividends as far as remembrance and healing when different challenges happen, and which is where I am. And so adjusting your priorities, it's going to lead you. It's really going to help you to navigate life challenges, to help you to be resilient, right, as well. All right, so let's go to the next one, which is earning additional income. Yes, earning additional income, because if you just have 1, 2, no boo. You need to have something where you can have an additional income and you're not having to do 10 different things on top of that, okay? Now, this is the thing. When the additional income comes in, it's not to be used to put you further in debt, right? You're just consumer of things now. But it's supposed to be used that you can still not start building your retirement plan, your investment. So now you have more ownership instead of things owning you. We're trying to shift that. We're no longer trying to be consumers. We're trying to be asset builders. That's what you're trying to be, assets builders. And so something that I've done more so than ever is that when I want to spend money on certain things as relates to not providing me the quality of life or spending time with family or friends, and if I spend something a little bit frivolous and I'm like, okay, since I spent money on this, I'm going to put that amount of money in my investment, as little as $25. $25, okay? Whatever it might be, because now I'm shifting myself. That's it. Okay, if I go ahead and spend money on this, is it going to yield me any return? If it's not, then I'm not going to do it. Or if it's going to put me further in debt, or it's going to make me feel like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? I'm going to take that money and I'm going to shop, but I'm shopping differently. Now my shopping is on investments, mutual funds, stocks. That's how I'm shopping now. That is where, because I have a lot of things already, right? But now I can put my money in a different way of shopping. So that goes along with changing your thinking as well, right? So earning that additional income. All right, moving right along. Next one is to realign your assets. Now I know people who are in their 50s who said, I want to own a home, but I don't know if I can. Is it too late for me? And I'm telling you, it is not too late, because once again, where there is life, there is hope. But what you do need to do, you do have to find out where you are in your credit, find out what is needed, because there are so many different first-time home buyer programs, and plus different cities have grants specifically for first-time home buyers to help them with the closing costs and expenses depending on where you are. And it's not just in my state, but they're in several different states. It may have it through the state, or it may have your particular city where you're living. You have to usually take a course. You can take the course online, the first time home buyers course online. And something that we do, that our team does, is that we do offer a complimentary, and I'm putting it out there and I'll talk a little bit further about that, a discovery, so we can see where you are and how we can assist you in getting to those goals, right? If it's to buy a house, if it's to pay off your car, it's to help you to save and invest more. Maybe you have children where you want to have them that go to college or something and not have to be in student loan debt. Okay, let me talk about that. That's a whole nother different thing. But listen, they don't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that way. You can be the person that changes the legacy of your family, but you have to make a decision that I have to do something different and I have to get wise counsel. Okay, and listen, it doesn't make you weak when you ask for help. It makes you wise and it makes you strong, because you realize at the end of the day, you cannot do it by yourself, right? Because somebody knows more than you, and that's what rich people do. They have these advisors. You have the same opportunity, all right? So realign your assets. Next one is avoid the credit trap. Oh my gosh, I know we don't understand. Some people are like, I don't even know how credit works. Well, credit works like this. If you use money that doesn't belong to you to get something, and you do not pay it when you're supposed to, right, it counts against you. Now, let me say this, and I say this to my students as well, is that there is good and bad credit. Credit is, if you're using credit that's going to help you to gain more assets, right, for a business or help you start, okay, fine. But if you're getting, or to buy a house, right, to get started, fine. But if you're using credit to buy purses, name brand things, clothes, that's not going to bring you any value to impress people who do not care about you, right? And then you are depressed or you're sad because you have all these bills. You're like, how did I get like this? Why did I? Then yes, then that is not a good use of credit whatsoever. But if it's credit that is being used to build more assets, right, to build your assets, then that is definitely, you don't have to avoid that, right? But you have to understand how to manage it properly as well. Okay, my fabulous? All right, let's continue. And the last thing I want to talk about is Goals. What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? And you're not looking at what somebody else is doing, what you see on social media or on the internet. No. What is it, that thing, those things that's going to help you to get to the next level, that's going to bring you that joy, that peace, that fulfill you, that purpose? What is it? What are those things? And what do you need to put in place so you can achieve it? Listen, one thing I've learned about this season is that life is lifing. And I know one of the things sometimes when you've experienced a loss, you think like, oh God, what's the purpose? You know, we're all gonna die anyway. We're all gonna, experience losses. What the purpose? And you know what? You can't live that way at all. And God wouldn't want you to live that way. Your loved one wouldn't want you to live that. I think about my dad and my brother. They would not want us to live like, okay, we're just here waiting for the next news. We're just, the next funeral, whatever the case may be. No, it's about intentional. Okay, I need to live my life to the fullest, and everyone that's around me needs to live their life to the fullest. And how can I make that difference and be impactful? So setting those goals, no matter how long you think it is or you think you're too old, once again, where there is life, there is hope. There is hope. So I'm so glad that you stayed with me till the end. What I need for you to do is click on the link so you can book a complimentary appointment with me so I can see where you are. It's 15 minutes, okay? And see how I can help you with some of these things that I shared with you. And also create some type of plan that's customizable. We have to meet first to see if we are a good fit, okay? Because I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to waste your time. And if you're not serious at all, okay, then listen. You need to be serious, because it's a serious time as well, but it's a great and exciting time in the process. So with that being said, you also see my link on, if you go to lifefinancialresilient.com, and this little checklist that I have that's going to help you to just kind of see where you are and do a little audit, right? And what needs to be in place to get you on the path so that when life does happen, right? When life be lifing, right? That you are not in a place of despair or woe is me, that you say, okay, this has happened. What do I need to do to pick up the pieces and keep things moving and rebuild? Because you can rebuild, you can make it through, but it is a process. It is a process. So with that being said, like I always say, remember to pray, plan, and believe, because God is still in the business of doing miracles. Make it a great day. Bye, fabulous.